guys, welcome to the Sly&Wesh podcast. My name is Sly.
My name is Wesh, and this is a podcast about wellness and mental health, whereby we preach introspection so that you can improve your relationship with yourself and subsequently your relationship with the world around you.
Absolutely. Actually, I will not add to that. I feel like on every episode I usually add, but that's the gist. That's the gist of this podcast. We urge our audiences to go within so that they can figure out their outside world.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's basically our whole name. So if you like that, first of all, if you like that, what we're about, subscribe, because we have a lot of content coming up this year. And this is our second episode. I'm so excited already. And I want us to get into a conversation that is not new to anybody, I feel. Not new as a topic, but maybe new as a full concept, right? And especially for yourself, because I feel like this year it's important to, not this year, let me just say this year, because it's the beginning of the year. It's good to define things for yourself, what they mean for you, as opposed to what you think it means or what you've been told.
Facts.
So today, what are we talking about today, babes?
Today, anyway, we've all heard the phrase self-love. We see it every day on the internet. I'm sure at this point, it's lost its meaning.
Literally.
Because it's now it's one of those phrases that we use when we're talking about buzzwords. That's the word. It's a buzzword for mental health. But what does it actually mean? What does self-love look like to you? If I asked you to define it, what is self-love? Yes.
Ask yourself, but
ask yourself. Sylvia,
for me, by the way, to be honest, for me, it's also a thing I've kind of struggled with the concept of it. I got it in theory, like loving yourself. Like
as
loving yourself. Suggests, But now, what is it? What does that mean? And what does that look like? And I feel like recently, in the recent past, it has kind of clicked to me. And I had to put it in an analogy kind of way for me to understand. So for me, what it means is like how I pour into myself the way I would pour into somebody I love.
Oh, that's lovely.
Like if I love somebody, if I say I love you as my friend Wesh, what the things I'm willing to do for you or to you, how do I show up like that for myself? So you imefanya nielewe kiasi like, oh my god, by the way, I don't practice self-love. And then because I'm so loud on love languages and loving people properly and how they want to be loved, I asked myself, by the way, then you should also practice self-love, like love languages.
It's also on yourself.
So me, the way I usually say, like, words of affirmation is my love language, my number one love language. Yet I am the biggest bully to myself. I was just like, oh my god, I don't practice self-love. I know it and I understand that, and I would say I love myself. I mean, I love my personality, whatever. But do you actually actively love yourself?
The way that counts.
Wow, so nimeielewa juzi hivyo and I'm like,
that's a great analogy. I think for me personally, like I feel like I used it to get away with some of my bad habits that I wanted to do at the time. So let's say like I wanted to not focus on, not to introspect, for instance. Or no, a clearer example is maybe I never wanted to think so much on my actions, or I never wanted to think so much on what anything means. Nataka tu kukua, I just want to vibe. So I'll use that to explain it to myself. I'll say this is self-love, me just vibing, but it actually isn't. I'm harming myself, because self-love is what I know. I've come to know it is today. It's hard. Self-love is hard. Self-love is discipline. Self-love is like calling yourself out. Self-love is is being accountable to yourself, like all the hard things that you don't want to do, forcing yourself to do them. That is self-love. Giving yourself a pass, in summary of what I was saying, giving yourself a pass, that ain't it.
Although now depending, there's also a line there, because also giving yourself grace, because I feel like also there's things about yourself you need to understand, so that you can get to a point of loving or accepting yourself. So because if you understand, like kama the last episode tukisema mambo ya saying I'm lazy and stuff like that, mimi I stopped saying I am lazy when I understood my trauma, like how deep my trauma went, or how intense my life was as a teenager or a child. And then someone explained it like atizile as a fatigue, mental and emotional fatigue from the things you've been through. Can make you act in a way that makes you think you're lazy. And that's when I was like, oh my god, maybe I'm not even lazy, maybe I've just been fatigued, like psychologically. Like I'm just like tired. So that one, at least loving myself now looks like allowing myself to have a lazy day, and not beating myself down for it, but also allowing it to go 3, 4, 7 days. That's like, not self-love. Now that's where you have to draw the line for yourself.
You have to define it. So there is a line, but like it's easy to abuse it and to explain it to yourself, especially when you're in a point where you're just like, I don't even want to think that I'm even failing myself at this moment. So it's easy to use that in a bad way. And I feel like, I mean, like with everything else in the world, it can be moderation. Literally the word of the world.
Facts,
copy of the world ni
moderation.
No, but so now the way I understand it is very much, yes, giving back to yourself and whatever makes you feel good, but in a healthy way. Like whatever I feel like I'm proud of and I can tell. Like I can tell my friend, I can be like, oh, guess what I did? Or tomorrow I'm doing this. It will, and I know saying that, and it's not like now sini judge. Then I know it's a self-love thing. Again, kuna some lines juu kuna vitu zenye unataka kufanya like utani judge, but sawa,
it's okay me, I'm not judging.
It's fine.
It's fine.
So that's how I understand it now. It's very disciplined and very taking care of yourself today, so that tomorrow, basically giving your future self a gift.
I like that. That's actually exactly what self-love is. Nimekuja kurealize it's such a hard feel for me to swallow, honestly. It's
the most
annoying thing. Like that you have to be, actually nilisikia mtu akisema, my worst word, actually I think I've said this on this podcast, my worst word in life is discipline. Like I even hate the structure of that word, as in, I don't like that word. So then inanipianga pressure. And then also when we were kids, you remember how discipline is paramount, parade, primary, how you would be labeled indisciplined because of stupid things. I don't know, I just don't like the word. So kuna mtu ali explain, like if you're those people who get put off by the word discipline, I was like, me, it's devotion now. They said devotion, like use the word devotion instead. Ati, you're devoted to yourself. You're devoted to your physical wellness, maybe your body, ama you're devoted to your progress or your growth, your personal development.
Love that.
When you put it, no, that's how I put it, as opposed to saying no, I'm disciplined or applying discipline in my life.
You don't use discipline ever, anywhere,
it's just so much pressure, honestly. I'm just like, you know what, let me be devoted to my body.
I love that. Even the phrasing of that is beautiful. I love it.
It's less pressure.
Myself. It's more
the way you devote yourself to a lover or your friends, like you're committed to your friends. You're going to, I mean, like you, one actually something I've noticed about you as a friend, I know, is how you choose your words with people. Mimi najua when ulifanya nione I am my words, like maneno yangu inaweza kuwa sumu, by the way. Sometimes I love with my words, but I also fight. I fight and destroy with my words. So hanging out with you a lot imenionyesha how you actually are very conscious about how you talk to people. That's crazy to me. I was just like, oh my god, like, I have so much work to do, honestly. So much work to do. But then also now that's using that on yourself, I'm sure that's now, you said that's what you're doing this year, like talking positively to yourself. I'm imagining if you talk like that to yourself, if I talked like that to myself all the time, or to people around me, it's such a huge show of love and self-love.
It is very much so. Like how, even simply, if we were to practice self-love from today, simply just speaking to yourself. I remember that exercise we did with the lady who was teaching us public speaking, and she told us like to go into the mirror and look at yourself in the mirror and just say your name. You know,
bro,
I think it's a joke. Please,
right now, do that experiment.
Say your name without, because you'll start saying like, my name is Sly&Wesh. Like it's like almost choking you to say it. It's like you don't.
When you're looking at yourself,
look
eye contact.
Inside the eyeball. Like this.
I don't think kuna kitu scary kushinda hiyo.
Me always convinced.
By the way, no.
it is so scary.
It's
like
crazy.
face yourself.
Yeah.
Even there's something you were saying one of our last episodes last year.
Yeah.
About shit. You were 1 second. Let me gather my thought. You were talking about facing yourself as you are.
Yes.
So like right now,
yes.
if you were to purse away, God forbid, as you are now,
radical
that is the
acceptance.
truth
Yes.
of who you are.
Yeah.
Not what you're planning to do next year, what you hope.
Your dreams and goals.
However, not the aspirational you. You know, we always see
happiest version, richest version, sexiest version,
if
fittest.
you're broke AF right now,
that's you.
That's
right now.
you. That's who you are.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's self-love to face yourself like that and still be like, she's worthy or he's worthy. They still can do shit. Like Absolutely. You don't need to have achieved a million things for you to deserve love, you know?
Absolutely.
Because we always feel like we have to meet this metric of things to be like, okay,
worthy
so now we
love.
love you.
Yeah.
Or you have to earn.
Yes.
God, my hands are hot.
Yeah.
Or you have to
Jia kubanja.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So what does self-love look like to you in relationships?
To me, girl, good night. Guy, no, okay. So I've mentioned this previously, how me, Nikki, when I get into a relationship, I abandon myself, literally self-abandon fully, like I forget about everything. And I think even my previous relationship ndio iishe, like ndio nipate just the lesson, because you know how there's things that have to stick, and as long as they've not stuck, you'll be taught the same lesson
keep
over and over again. I just feel like hiyo ndio actually ni drive kuelewa, like okay, do I even love myself? Do I even okay, yeah. So now I abandon myself. So I'll give a not a story, a thing. So so in deck nilienda kwa lead my best friend could transition New Year's. So
apparently it's not me, but
you are literally top 2 and not number 2. New alternate. New alternate, but they have noticed I have 3 besties. I have 3 besties for 3 very unique purposes and specific purposes.
That's good.
Yeah, and the 3 of you can hang out, and the 3 of you are cool, and you're very different, and it's like, oh my god.
Okay, fine.
The range.
Okay.
Yeah. Uko hapo babe.
Your bestie.
My bestie. Yeah, so I told her, nilimention tu niko zile za aki of late I feel hot, like I feel sexy, like I feel like I look nice. And then she was like, I kept saying that, but then najipita tu kwa kio niko
who is this?
Nimekuwa nikika vizuri hivi na mniambi. And then she told me something that really blew my mind. By the she was like, ama ni juu ukiwa kwa relationship you are waiting for somebody to tell you. Ama you were not seeing it for yourself, you wanted someone to see it. But the leads, because I know you'll watch this, that was fucking profound. Literally, that blew my mind, because I was like, but hey, you know what? That's exactly what I do. When I get into a relationship, I actually unafaa unisikie, not that relationship. I was like,
in general,
do you find me beautiful? Do you think I'm attractive? Do you think
it's like you suddenly stop if they're not telling you?
Yes, I put it in the hands of somebody else. Like that's affirming me, validating me, telling me I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm confident, I'm strong, I'm what. Those words of affirmation, things that I usually need.
Yeah.
It's almost like I put that on somebody else.
Outsource.
And outsource, and it's unfair. Actually, it puts a lot of strain on the relationship. Because now it's like they could never ever fill the cup that is empty in you.
And also it ruins your relationship with yourself.
Myself.
Because now it's like, who is this now?
Exactly. And then also kujishuku, feel like low self-esteem and feeling like I'm not attractive, I'm not what.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like it's so I don't know, it's crazy. Me actually, a promise I've made to myself is like I will figure out self-love. That's why I hit your analogy. So the way I put it on others to like affirm me or to tell me I'm proud of you or to tell me you're doing so well, I'm telling myself.
It's going to start with you.
Yeah. Now it's going to be, I'm telling myself so much. I've told myself, I'm really so sure of it that I don't need to outsource it. Yeah. I don't need to now meet a guy for a guy to tell me that I'm hot and then beautiful. Then it means more or it means something.
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes even in that outsources is a kind of a little maybe you don't like respect yourself.
You don't even believe it.
Because you don't, not, and I mean respect in terms of like your word, your own word.
Facts.
Because if you tell yourself you're beautiful, you're like, I'm lying to myself. But if someone else tells you, it's like, I believe them automatically.
Yeah.
Nah, metoka wherever.
Yeah.
So like that, even I feel like self-love is also that part of taking your word to mean something to you. Specifically, to you. If you look in that mirror and say I love you, I mean that shit. If I say I respect you, I mean that shit. And if you say like I don't know, however you are in your life, if you tell people I love you and you mean it, if those are not words you use callously, why do you believe when you tell yourself that you're being callous with it?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't even leave your mouth if you don't mean it. You'd be like, you're nice, we vibe.
Oh my God, yeah, we vibe. We have a car. Yeah.
Like, you're fun. I love the way you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It will never be I love you. I love the way you talk. I love the way you do this, that, and the other. You know.
Facts. Oh my God. And it's so Aki Okitia, just looking at how you interact with people you love. It's so, even you see, I usually say acts of service and gifts in my bottom
of your love language.
They're my bottom too. So I was like, why? So I questioned that. So I'm just like, so why are they why do I feel when someone does something for me physically, I just feel like they've done so much for me. Like it's just like it's too much. Like nimekusumbua, like I'm inconveniencing you. And also I struggle to do things for people physically. I feel like
that's why it's
it's because for me to show you that I love you, I have to go cook for you, show you nini. I really struggle with that.
Stressed.
Yeah. And I want to work on it. Like I want to work on it through myself now. I want to do things for, actually I even wrote down like acts of service, how I will love myself through acts of service. Like I'll cook for myself like once a week minimum. Like literally go and start and prep everything.
That's so lovely.
For myself, and it will not be so hard when I need to show somebody or if that's their love language. Why do I feel so heavy laden? Like
what do you associate like doing shit for someone?
That one I know, like, and it's very deep actually.
Yeah, it's like deeper than it's just very deep. Being like I don't want to do stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because I'm an acts of service girly.
Yes, you.
And I was actually going to tell you, you may not think you're acts of service, but like if I was in a shitty situation and I called you, you would come.
Absolutely.
That's an act of service, babe. Dropping everything and going to from location A to location B.
Yeah.
Can you think about living right now?
But there's very few people I'd live for, and
you've gone.
Like 3 people, yeah.
Because it will be like, let's get on a call or let's do something. But living.
Yeah. By day.
Because it's serious.
You're absolutely right.
That is a service. And maybe it's because you don't see it as a service, but I feel like some small things. Think about even like things you do for Ayana. Things that you're supposed to do as a parent, but those are acts of service. That is showing love. Like, she likes her fruit cut up this way. She doesn't like maybe a certain vegetable. She prefers this one, so you get that one. That's there.
Oh,
like, there's so much thought of love of like, I want to give you what you like, and I also want to give you something healthy, so I'm going to try and do both of those things.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of don't have to. You can just be like, koi nyumba.
Yeah, in this house we do this for ourselves.
Who is the adult?
Yeah.
I mean, like, most of us.
So, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Mi ndio nasema. But me, I like acts of service because I feel like words sometimes...
Absolutely. And I really understand people who are like, words. You're relying on words, and it makes sense. But the thing with people also who, for words of affirmation, have very discerning power ya kujua what words, if they're genuine. It's like a word thing in general. You can tell fake words. What has clicked for you?
Finish it, just
No, but it's true. Like you can tell when words are fake. You can tell when it's not coming from the heart. You can tell when it's not genuine. It's like almost even people for acts of service. You can know when I'm doing something to get something from you. You can know when I'm doing something to please you or to impress you, as opposed to showing
like
you love
or that.
Yeah. So even with words,
that's very interesting.
Yeah, even with words of affirmation, utapata, it's not that you'll be fooled by just any words. Yeah, you put a lot of meaning to words.
I can see.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, it's deeper than. And then most people don't know how to affirm. What to say? My words are common words are nini. People throw out words. People don't know how to affirm. There's a difference between I love you and I love you. You mean so much to me. You're so
like
whatever.
Knowing exactly what you need and
exactly.
what you need to hear from me, or what like the insecurity that needs to be covered
with words and
words.
With which
What
words.
is it?
Yes, it's very specific. It's not just any words that anyone will tell me anything and I'm
it won't work and the words also specific words that maybe work for me won't work for
me. Exactly.
That's interesting.
I had someone recently last year tell me they don't like when someone tells them you deserve good things. You deserve they have a problem with the word you deserve because they don't think that they deserve shit. Okay, that's me nilijijazia. I was just like taken aback. I was just like, what's the issue with the word you deserve? Like, they don't believe it when someone says you deserve. They just feel like you deserve.
I would think that maybe they think it's condescending.
Okay.
Like, oh, you deserve good. When you think I don't think that, or when you think
that's crazy.
I don't view myself properly. Kitu kama hiyo. That's
probably,
what I would think.
Probably. A dude, what would a dude think? Because like it was a dude, and I was like, that's interesting. Because me, I really love being told I deserve good things. I deserve a good life.
And even in itself, it means well.
Yeah.
But now you see, you're filtering through your own issues.
Yeah.
So even me, like there's something that makes me think same way we saw it.
Yeah.
Like we saw it completely different. There's a reason why I would think, oh, maybe you mean kwani I don't love myself. You think
that
could be that,
most
or it could be the other one. Like you think you don't, but anyway.
Yeah, so just figure out those things for yourself. Yeah, it's so interesting. Ukijianalyze na unaona, you're very particular actually. You're more particular than you think.
You are. Yeah. I actually even just when you were talking, the epiphany I had was I'm an acts of service person because I feel like I can't trust your words, but I can't trust your actions, especially if they're consistent. So you can sit there and even tell me you will give me the world. Imagine Siski.
Who are you talking to?
What?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't even know what you're telling me. But like whatever you're doing will tell me way more than... That's why I can be with someone who's not words of affirmation or anything. Yeah. Because I can see based on what you're doing. I believe that more.
That's interesting. Wow.
From
I feel like it's connected. It's understanding that also contributes to how you love yourself, factual. How you show up in your self-love journey. Yeah. Because it's like, it's a lot, but it's deeper than I thought.
It is. So it's also way more interesting than I thought as well. Because I had not like really thought about it that deeply. Even when I think of how maybe I show myself love in a relationship, it's never words. It's also still service. It's like doing something
showing
for me.
Your person or
me, myself.
Oh, now self-love to you when in a relationship.
When in a relationship when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, I don't like gifts. Oh, I don't like nini, but ilikuwa
jabbling.
Nile upuzia the chosen one.
Pick Misha.
Unfortunately, we all have to go through it.
We all are, yeah.
But now I feel like yes, I do like gifts. I mean, I feel like every situation calls for a different language, but for me personally, like I will do things for myself. So let's say I like, or I will spend time with myself. So if I like taking time, maybe sitting and watching a show I've watched 10 million. If you know me,
you're crazy.
I have watched all the shows I like. I can't even quote because of how many times I've watched. Yeah. That days I'm outside and I'm just like, you know what? I just want to get back to the house with food. Nobody speak to me. Niketi tu hapo. Nieke my show that I've watched 1,000,001 times. Like that is my
comfort zone.
I'm relaxing
Zen
now.
Moment. Yeah.
So like I like doing such small things for myself. Or like I'll go and wash my hair. Maybe I have plans for what I'm doing. Maybe I want to go and write something. Just kitu kama hiyo. That's how I feel like I show up my needs.
Yeah, when you're in a relationship.
Yeah, when I'm in a relationship. I think even in general. Mostly because I feel like it works for me personally because it only depends on me. So unless like the other person is really taking my time, it would be hard for me to stop doing it.
Right.
But if they're like over there doing their own thing, unless now I choose to stop doing, chances aren't endelea to
do them. So do you feel like there's something that takes a backseat in your self-love thing process? Anything? I may not think of like a specific thing, but I think
now everything is connected. Acts of service, I feel like now I start prioritizing service now to the other person.
Okay.
So some things, maybe what I would normally do for myself, I'm like, oh, let me do this because it suits us both. When I feel like, nah, I want to do this other thing because it suits me now. You get?
Got it.
And also, once again, there's a line between doing for yourself and also doing for both of you, because you can't always only do for yourself.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, you can't always
do for the two of you.
Yeah. I feel like your balance, sometimes it gets lost, and I get to a point where I'm like, what the freak is going on? Ebu turudi square one kwanza. We need to go back to the drawing board.
But there definitely has to be a difference between how you show up for yourself. In like a fresh relationship.
Yes.
And also like long term. If it's been long term,
it's very different.
It's different because you see when you're fresh, and that's why I mean, Nicole, like maybe I got confused or like I lost myself kind of. Maybe because I feel like when I stay in a relationship for a long time, sasa ndio nakumbukanga kuna kadem flani kwa hii relationship. Now I go back to taking care of myself. But at the beginning, sasa like the 1 year that I was in one, I was just like self-abandoning. Except now maybe with things that I'm vocal about that I need, like gym or something, I'll find other people telling me, by the way, ujako ukienda gym, by the way, what's up with that? So hapo napata, I will do that. But my own things, I feel like they take a backseat at the beginning. So do you think that could be the difference?
I don't know. I can't even really speak to that because I feel like the last time I was in a fresh relationship was so long ago. I feel like now the rules are different. Even our age makes it that it's completely different.
You're in a different space.
So I don't know. I'm not quite sure. If I say that,
you only know your own.
I can only say long term. Even like you see the way you hear advices of Kenyans on the S. Advices of, oh, don't stay away from men who do this, but they don't do this. Even doing like the orange pill theory. If you've heard of that.
Have you tried it? Would it work?
It would. I already know. I'm service. I already know. But for those who don't know,
explain.
Those who live under the rock
like you.
It's where you basically ask your partner to do something simple, like peel an orange, and based on how they react, then you have your answer. So if I feel like it can work in any stage of any relationship, because it's something small, like in the kitchen, unaweza nikujia na maji, they're like, mwana nikukujia na maji, kwani una mikono?
Si hata usimame. First of all,
you're right there.
Red flag. Good night. Goodbye. Break up. What? I mean, depending on the tone, but I'm just like, if it's an equivocal no, like no. What?
It's something so like within reason, because you're there. If it's one thing if we are seated here together and I'm telling you down nilete maji.
Absolutely.
It's another thing you're there and I can see you at the top and I'm like nikujie na maji, and you're like.
Can you imagine?
Red. The red.
Crimson red.
Top it.
Don't do that. Yeah, true.
But I did try it.
Just to see. It worked nicely. That's good.
Just to see.
I think that's a nice experiment. Nilikuwa naziwatch TikTok niko zile za
and it's so nice. Subtle too. Like they won't even know.
But then men are very acts-ish. Now me, the thing with relationships and men and acts of service and everything, I feel like kwanza at the beginning, at the beginning stages, the first year, I really analyze actions for men, because most times dudes do things because they can, not because they want, not because you see, for you can say because it's long term, unaweza jua they love you because they show it over and over and over and over. But sasa mtu kukuja kunipick, kunidrop, kunifanyia ama just there's things I notice men doing as actions, and it makes me ama kunipikia day 1 ama day 2 day 3, and I'm like
best foot forward. It's not their usual.
It's not your actual language. You're just doing it to woo me because of blah blah blah.
You know, sometimes you can't even tell the difference.
Actually, mimi nitacheka towards, nitadanganyika na towards maybe. But now when it comes to words, I will see the sacrifice. It has to come from a point of you're doing this despite it being difficult, ama despite it being whatever, because I like it.
You're choking on the words.
But sasa you're just doing things because you can, and then now I'm there like, oh my god, ananifanyia vitu mob. I'm just always like, no, don't do things for me. Just,
I always imagine dating now is like that. Like there's all these stories on the internet of how people are supposed to be like. So you can even date someone for a year and they will continue to, first of all,
act.
It's not even that is not a new phenomenon. Men been capping since God knows when.
Yeah.
Because you will be with someone for a long time and then one day they switch up.
Yeah.
And I know people love to say that there were red flags, and there probably usually are, but trust, someone who's determined to lie to you and hoodwink you,
to woo you,
is going to do a great job of it, trust me.
For a long time.
Amekusoma.
Yeah.
It's basically a con game, actually.
Yeah.
Amekusoma, anajua the mark, na anajua what will get you. Even if it takes a year, 2 years. So like, I usually am careful to tell people, oh, red flags, because I know they were there. If me outside,
you're seeing them.
I'm seeing, but that's Nini. That the scam wasn't tailored to me.
Exactly.
So of course I can't see.
Absolutely.
Of course I won't be blinded by the same things.
Absolutely. I've always been loud, but now I'm quiet. Now I'm... Because you can really miss them. Ama they can look different at that time. And then later you'll realize, oh, that's what it was.
Also you also want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
You want
to put your best foot forward.
Partner. You also, everybody puts their best foot forward. That's just facts.
Yeah.
They usually say like after 6 months is when now you start seeing like the real person emerge, because it's tiring to keep up. It's
exhausting to act. Yeah.
But obviously, it should be within reason that you're doing your best foot, not like a whole complete human different person.
Yeah. And then there are dudes who just switch up based on who they think you are. Constantly social media, I think I experienced that quite a bit. It's like now because they've seen, and I'm just praying to God, Jesus, please, please, my next husband, because it will be the husband. Ata asini passive online. Maybe akuje tu anione once. Hata sijui. Ama we meet in person. We meet in a butchery or something.
Anakuanga Facebook.
Anakuanga Facebook. Azi.
Anakuanga na
Hana any
poster.
Poster pic. I'm stalking. But either way, I don't want someone to have a perception of me.
An online perception.
These guys who have hit on you for a year, 2 years, ati amekutaka 2 years, sijui ameishi kwambia watu wanakutaka sijui nini. Then when you get together, this thing that they thought you were, or
you're
that
not.
they...
Whatever they thought you are.
Yeah. They realize, oh shit, you're a human being. You're not a unicorn. You.
Call them for cops.
Like, good night. Aki topic ili.
No, but it's all connected. And then all of it is like, now you see, like what you're saying, I'm passive. Like the normal rational reaction of someone who's interested in you or getting to know you is like, okay, so it's not what I thought, but let's see.
I'm curious to
see, because that's what it should be.
Exactly.
Not, oh shit.
Ew, I don't even like you.
And now you see, if you're to take that shit to heart, it'll ruin your self-perception and yourself. I'm like, oh, I love this thing about myself, and now suddenly it's like
cringe.
So you'd be like, I like talking on social media, but now if I talk, I'm being perceived a certain way, so I need to stop it. And it's like,
no.
That's what it's called self.
Yeah.
And nobody is factoring into it. It's you. If you like doing it, they either get with the program,
or they get dip. Yeah, I love that. Like that's the energy I'm moving. I was not that enlightened at the beginning of last year, and I feel like, well, it was a necessary lesson. Yeah.
But that's like the general gist of this episode is that it's self-love is up to you. How you show up for yourself. First of all, how do you even show up for yourself? How do you define it? What does, if you're in a relationship, do you take care of your own needs, or like do they, for most women, I think needs take a back seat, your self needs especially. They take a back seat and your partner's needs take precedent. But now we need to change that shit, because we are also trying to live happier lives and have happy relationships, not be in relationships to say we have a partner.
Like let's define it for ourselves.
My man, and your man is
in fashion. It's almost a trend now. It's a trend at this point. But you can define for yourself, because I feel like we are getting into a relationship just like you're getting into a relationship. You just define for. Kama sai mimi, I feel like what is out for me actually. I'm emotionally unavailable like this
at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment I'm just like, I will not put that as my first
priority.
Even putting it out there, like I'm looking for a connection. I just want you to show up as a person. As in, just I don't want any pressure around. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this, because you will see it in whoever the hell walks in.
Yeah, because you're looking for it.
Yeah.
And you will oh my God, facts. You will justify it and force it.
You force it to fit. That's what I did.
That's very true.
You force it to fit the narrative that you want.
Factual.
And and then now this year I'm just like, you know what? I'll just be, first of all, pour into myself. To loving myself, like with the words, the way I would love my friend or my child or my lover, or the things I want to even do easily next time I'm with somebody. For them, isikue is so hard because I don't even do it for myself. I can wonder the Bible says.
Bible.
No, but it's really love your neighbor as you love yourself. There's a reason it says as you love yourself.
As you love yourself.
It should start
from within.
From yourself. You can't give people love that you don't give yourself. And you can, because we usually do, but now redirect it.
And then that's how even resentment grows for friends, for partners, because you're loving someone in the hopes that the love you should be giving yourself, they will give you, but they won't give you. And because they don't, you're like, it's them who have a problem.
Absolutely.
And they may have a problem, but you can't have the correct perception of the situation if you don't
love yourself.
So whatever is going on with you and your relationships and everything, like fix yourself first, and then all the answers will be very, very clear.
So clear.
Very clear.
So clear.
If people need to be cut off, it will be very clear.
Very clear. Yeah. And then when you're practicing like grace, patience with yourself, when you're understanding yourself, because most of these things also zinakuja na self-introspection and just reflection, understanding yourself, where you're coming from. Also, when you're loving somebody, you're not like just letting them do whatever. The way we said, you should know when to apply tough love, when to parent yourself, like wake up, you need to do this thing, all that. So it all boils down to how well you have, like you relate to yourself.
Yeah, be honest. Yeah, like painfully honest with yourself.
Even, especially because of these people who are like, me, I love so hard, I'm so loyal, and people are always betray me, people are always I know if you're watching, you know at least one person
or you
who says that. You're the person. If you don't know one person, you're the person who's like, oh my God, I love so hard, I'm so selfless, oh my God.
Are you though?
Are you, or are you just selfish to yourself? And being selfish to yourself is not selflessness.
Or are you looking for other people to love you? You want to make everybody else love you so that you feel loved.
Because you don't love yourself.
Because you don't love yourself.
You've not filled your cup.
And are they disloyal? Do they not love you? Do they love you? Do they have boundaries? And they love you the way, the appropriate amount
that they can love somebody.
But you, because you don't have boundaries and you don't have respect for yourself, you get mad at them for respecting themselves. Because you will always, let me tell you something, you will always be mad at someone who respects themselves or who has boundaries.
Absolutely.
When you don't have any. You will always feel like they're mean, they're tough, they're imposing things on you, but who has forced you?
One perfect example is like the way we usually say we don't like being touched. Unaona venye mtu akienda stage unaguzwa na watu wa mata, you know, people who are just touchy feeling. I know. It's just like no. Now when I meet somebody who is like, she doesn't like handshakes, do you know I feel no ways? Usha meet watu wenye they don't like hugging, they don't like handshakes. It's like fine, it's okay, and we'll still have a good conversation and life will go on. But tutapata mtu akozile, imagine ule dem ati asalimianangi. Oh my God, imagine you don't have boundaries for yourself. Even when you're raising a child, it's another thing. Mtu wangu venye, you know, kids how they're like, no, I don't want to hug. No, I don't want. Obeying that, allowing people to have that shows you have boundaries, you speak on, and you
expect them to be respected.
So everything starts inside. Love yourself, figure out how you need to be loved, how you struggle to show up for people to love, how to love them, and why. And if you can pour that back into yourself, so that it can be easy to pour onto others.
And I will reiterate, like I'll leave you with homework. Find that mirror. Look at it. Just don't even say I love you. Don't even say anything. Just try saying your name. Like try introducing yourself to yourself. And it's not as easy as you think it is.
Me hata nilianzanga kule hiyo time nililianga na hi. Like you see how you're on a mirror and then unajiangalia kwanza, because that's what she was just like take a moment, like look at your face. Look at your eyes, look at your nose, like kwa kio, just look at yourself, and then you're like, just hi. It's so like, oh my God, it's crazy. And then now my name is, introduce yourself.
And be serious with it. Like, it's not jokes. It's not, I know some things we like to say, cringe, nini. If you're actually serious about taking it seriously, be very serious. Look at yourself in the mirror, like she said. Focus on yourself, and then try introducing yourself with your chest.
Yeah, you will
It will
seriously
it will
respect
tell you where you
yourself.
are.
Yeah, alafu kuna venye unajionanga in a different light, like zile za damn, I've
In
been through a
fact, by the
lot.
way,
I am so strong. Jesus, I am so beautiful. I am so this, I am so that.
Even saying things about yourself that are not your accomplishments, that are not, I have 2 degrees, that are not, oh, I'm the manager at. Say things about yourself that make you a human.
Oh my God.
That you're valuable beyond such things. You know, you can lose your job tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Like everyone and their mother has a degree or whatever. Like not to diminish, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the things that make you valuable are like your traits as a human being. Do you have integrity?
Yeah.
Like what is it about yourself?
Yeah.
Like, try and introduce yourself without saying anything that you have accomplished. I work at
age.
I have
not even age. I work at.
I
have studied. This is my career. I have
stuff
this.
like that.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Try and do that.
Yeah. So that you can first of all up on your meeting.
Meet yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Meet yourself.
Meet yourself. How about meeting with yourself? And then the journey it begins there, and it's like the best journey ever. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. I enjoyed that episode.
Like if you loved that, subscribe,
comment,
all the words.
Yeah, tell us what you think.
Yeah.
The theme this year we'll figure out, but we will. You can see
the main one will always be introspection. Yeah, introspection. More than
introspection and reflection and going back.
Yes,
we think. Yeah. So until next time, babes.
Bye.